adjusted.
Everybody needs to have one in their hand. Everybody needs to have one in their hand. There's a couple extras hanging around. So pretend these were real books. And then what we do next is I set the timer. I say, okay, this is your first date. You're going to get to know this book. Look at the cover, open it up, read the first few pages, and I'm going to set my timer. And then for 3 minutes, they spend time with their book. After the 3 minutes is up, my little timer goes off, and then they need to rate the book. Whether or not they are intrigued, maybe they want to spend more time with it, whether or not they're in love, give it a maybe, or just not my type. And so then by the end of the period, they've looked at 5 books and spent some time with it and decide whether or not they want to check it out. And so this is my speed dating act. I see we have also, I have students do ratings, and we put them out. This is by the counter, and I print out a copy of the book cover, and we just started this, so there's not a whole lot in there, but that's another thing. Kids will browse it when they're bored over by the counter. Also, browsing books, just having them on display so that kids can check them out. Do the read-alike. My whole website, Read If You Like, is based on read-alikes. It's like, if you like this, read that. So if you like Catching Fire, read Divergent. Also, the Alex Award, adult books for teens. Sometimes there's crossover, especially for the high school. One of the techniques I like to use is just reading from the book. Read from the book. The Lover's Dictionary by David Levithan tells a relationship like a dictionary. And you kind of, it's almost like a puzzle too, because you kind of have to piece together what happened in this relationship through the entries. So it starts out with celibacy, not applicable. Breach, I didn't want to know who he was or what you did, or that it didn't mean anything. Better, adjective and adverb. Will it ever get better? It better. Will it ever get better? It better. Will it ever get better? It better. So you kind of get the idea that this was a relationship where there was some kind of cheating or betrayal and trying to get over it. And my kids really like this. This is a presentation I do in the silent reading classes called Read or Go to Jail. And this statistic just astounded me. That in the state of California, if you don't know how to read by the end of 4th grade, the state is building you a prison cell. It knows the sad statistics. If you can't read by then, your most likely fate as an adult is to live behind bars. That's how they decide. Is this how they rest? Yes, this is. And actually the presentation that I give too. And it also talks about 10 reading reasons why you should read. And the most, I think, compelling one is that reading is financially rewarding. That if you read and finish school, that you're going to make more money. And I asked them, I start out with, how many of you would come to school if I gave you $400 a day? Would you do that? Raise your hand. $400 a day. How about $60 just to attend one period? Would that keep you from cutting class? Most of the kids are like, how do I do that? How do I get that money? That is what you are getting paid in future earnings just by coming to school. Now, if you don't finish, it's worth nothing. If a plumber comes to your house, takes apart your toilet, and leaves, are you going to pay him? That's how it is with high school. If you attend PAR and you don't finish and you don't graduate, you get nothing. But if you do finish, your earning potential is much more than if you don't. So the way it breaks down to get that $400 $300 a day and $60 a period is the difference between someone who does not graduate from high school and someone who does graduate from high school in their lifetime earnings is about $300,000 difference. $300,000. That's enough to buy a house in a lot of places, not in California, but
you can buy 2 in Ohio.
You can get
probably 3.
But basically, if you take that $300,000 and divide it by the number of days in the school year, over the 4 years, that it does break down to $400 a day, which is about what some of our teachers make, and $60 per period. And you're not going to get paid until it's done. It's all going to be in your future earnings. So I do convince them, say it's financially rewarding. It's going to be meaningful for you to finish. And that's my read or go to jail. When I did that statistic in the staff development, everybody was just blown away. And I put it out there. I will come and give this talk to your SSR class to convince them to use that time reading. Because reading is the best way that you can increase your skills to finish high school and to do well on the test. So here's my jail books. These are all books that were on Quick Picks, I think 2 years ago, about jail. Secret Saturdays. Good Behavior is a really good memoir about a guy who goes to jail and what it's like living there. Lockdown, Walter D. Myers, Rikers Island, Paul Volponian. This Solitary Escape from Furnace is a series that starts out with Lockdown, Solitary, and Death Sentence. Is a super intense adventure. It's on the Scholastic Book Fair, and it's really good for your boys who want an adventure. Alrighty then, so am I out of time? Or do I have time?
Yeah, I just had a question. How do you get on the Quick Picks committee if you wanted to actually...
How do you get on it? Every year in, I think it's about August or September, they open up the volunteer form, and you have to go in, you have to volunteer, put down your qualifications, and then they pick, usually every year there's probably about half the committee goes off, and so there's maybe 6 spots each year. Sometimes they say if you've done a process committee before that you can have a better chance. But really, if you know someone, that helps. And but honestly, a lot of people can't afford it because, like I said, I spend $2,000 a year in conference fees and room and board.
Oh, you have to go to all the conferences.
And you have to. You're committed to go to the conference. Yes, you have to. You have to attend. And so fewer and fewer people are volunteering because they can't afford it. So if you put out the money, you have a good chance.
And then, of course, it's also being on YALSA. And
well, you have to be a YALSA member. Yeah, you have to be an ALN member, and you have to be a YALSA member. And there's a bunch of committees that you can volunteer for: Great Graphic Novels, Quick Picks, Best Fiction. But the reading level, reading demands are really intense. I mean, I read 200 books on Quick Picks. Best Fiction, I think they read something like 300. It's insane. Great Graphic Novels is a much slower pace. I think we're up to like maybe 30 or 40 books so far. It's a lot slower of a pace. So I do have some more giveaways. So here's my Read or Go to Jail bookmark. Anybody wants it? I have them copies for everybody. This is my bookmark for advertising our databases. Most of our passwords aren't good anymore, so don't think you're using them because we can't pay for those services anymore.
Do you get money from your district to do all this printing? Or it's your own?
It's all. Well, the bookmarks they let me print. I mean, I do that. This is a really cool series that was a quick thing. My boys fought over this one because it's shaped like a football and every other page is a full-size picture. And then the soccer one. Soccer's really big, really popular. It even has like biographies of famous players like Pele in there. Here you go. Anybody just get texting on their phone? Like me. I just got texting on my phone. Who loves to text? When parents text?
Oh.
Anybody in school right now taking tests? Who's doing testing right now? In their
We just
library?
finished. No, no.
You're doing testing in your library and exams. Some of the other things I have, read the movie. Who has not seen the Hunger Games yet?
I haven't seen it yet.
Not seen it.
I haven't seen it yet.
Here's a read the movie book. Here's a read the movie book. Here's a read the movie book. Oh, you too. I also do an issues book talk where I write on Post-its like this what the issue is. And
I already have a copy of this, but
this is Teen Runaways. Who hasn't got a prize yet? This is having a mental breakdown. This is foster care. Who hasn't got a prize yet? Of course, I do my bookmarks. Any of you guys use the Capco easy cover books? Capco? Anybody use Capco? We save the scraps, and I laminate like ads from magazines and our little bookmarks. So this is your own little bookmark making kit. Who else has another one? It's just laminate to make bookmarks. So celebrate Teen Read Week. Celebrate Teen Read Week. And you guys all have prizes already, right?
Yeah, let me give this, some of you didn't get one, I just wanted to see it.
Okay.
oh, here you go.
I'll keep that.
What age range are you talking about?
Teen Read Week. It's here. This will tell you all about Teen Read Week. It's middle school and high school. All right, I think. Who listens to audiobooks in your car on the way to work? First hand up was this one. This is Glass Houses. That's how one of the ways I keep up with my reading. Okay, I think that's all my prizes.
It's all about Lover's Dictionary. I got one.
Is it still going around?
Yeah, that one.
David Leonard. I didn't see it.
I want to do that for my
So again, everything that I passed out or talked about today, and there's more ideas that I didn't get to, are on my site. And descriptions and links to where everything is, and all my handouts, all my bookmarks.